Hi guys, Pontos15 once again. You guys all know me as David. This is going to be probably the second to last update I'm going to do for the tournament, the 2v2 tournament that is happening this Saturday at Imperial Hobby. It's been quite exciting. I apologize that I haven't been able to do any more videos as frequently as I would like. I've been working quite a lot recently, holding down 2 jobs and then trying to put out videos as well as trying to maintain my own lifestyles. A little bit taxing. So just a couple of points that I want to make sure people are aware of before the tournament on Saturday. Obviously, hopefully we're going to be kicking off at about 11. So if you guys can show up at about 10:45, that way we can just get straight into it and we won't keep you late into the evening. Now, just to go over just to clarify some of the rules that I set down. I know I've had a couple of questions regarding the rules. In terms of allies and sharing abilities and sharing warlord traits, there is going to be none of that going on because each of your armies is effectively going to be separate. So you've got your own HQ choices, your own troop choices. You're not allowed to share transports. Pretty much exactly the same way as a 1 versus 1 would work, except there are going to be 2 of them, 2 of you teams going at the same time. You guys know what I mean. That being said, for each team, there are a couple of small restrictions and a couple of just ironing out of details. I had a couple of questions about this. No duplicate unique characters. Now, I know this might seem like a bit of a shocker straight away, but at the same time, I think it would be a little bit ridiculous if there were 2 Mephistons floating around, 2 Logans, 2 Dooms, 2 Doom Malantais, sorry. 2 unique characters on the same side, I feel would be a little bit ridiculous. Obviously, if there were 2 Dooms on the field, 1 on each side, that we can't really account for that, but no sort of fixing the list so there are 2 duplicate unique characters on the same side. Another question that was brought to my attention was to do with the having the field models on the field rule. The Warhammer 40,000 rulebook states that at the end of any game turn, if you have no units on the field, you automatically lose the game. Now, this does not apply to each player. This applies to the team as a whole. So if your opponent, if player 1 has a squad on the field and the rest is deployed in flyers, and your opponent has your ally has their entire army deployed, to prevent the imbalance of them having their unit targeted down, destroyed, and having that player be out, it is going to count for the entire team. So thank you very much for that question being brought to my attention. I feel like that's an important thing to touch on. Also, undoubtedly you guys are all aware of the new FAQs that recently just came out. I'm actually quite excited for a lot of how these work. Getting rid of a lot of the multi-character squads, with the whole lookouts, wound allocation, and precision shot squads being a little bit ridiculous. So I'm glad that GW scaled that back a little bit. A little bit of admittance of defeat on their part, knowing that they perhaps made things a little bit too powerful. But on the flip side, I like what they've done with some of the things. They've just ironed out some of the details, made things a little bit more clear. We are going to be using those, obviously. If you can make sure that you guys are educated on those FAQs. If you haven't seen them, check them out. GW website under the gaming, errata, and FAQ. I'm going to have the FAQs on my cell phone while I'm there. So if you have any questions, I can check that out. I'm obviously going to have my own rulebook as well. So I'm going to be there to mediate as well as answer any of the questions. But hopefully I won't need to. You guys do a little bit of homework. The way that the tournament's going to be run is similar to my last tournament. For those of you who showed up, they're going to be the point system. It's going to be dealt out in severity of victory. So if you completely massacre your opponent, you're obviously going to get more points than if you do a little bit less. There's going to be the primary objective, there's going to be the secondary objective, and then there's going to be the tertiary objective, the same way that I did it last time. And I am going to be stealing a leaf out of Tristan Mitchell's book for his Chatham tournament, and I'm going to be doing some soft scoring as well. These are going to be in the form of player's favorite. So you, at the end of the tournament, you're going to be writing down your favorite opponent for the day, or perhaps you were walking past the table and you noticed that someone was getting absolutely creamed and you thought they were handling it rather well with a smile on their face, and you'd want to play them, or you thought that they were just being a great guy or girl, then there will be points awarded for that. Also, the army you'd most like to take home. So this is going to be for presentation, maybe fluff purposes, or even just painting. So there will be some soft scores that are going to have a little bit of impact, but they're not going to be like a huge chunk of the overall standing. There'll be separate prizes for them. Also, to abate one of the rumors that's been going around, Dave was informing me that apparently there's a rumor going around that there's going to be cash prizes. Absolutely not. The way the prizes are going to be divvied up is going to be in the form of store credit. So your $15 entry fee is going to be going towards the store credit at the end of the day, and that will be divided out amongst the top 3 places, as well as the army that wants to be taken home, and the best overall, or the nicest person, I guess. Just also a reminder to bring your own objectives. I did put out a video earlier. If you could bring your own, hopefully on a 25mm base objective. Objective marker, sorry. Now, 1 per team. These are going to be essential to the tournament. I'm not just telling you to bring them for giggles. If you could bring those, that would be wonderful. That would be very, very helpful to your progress. Also, I have a colleague of mine by the name of Jamie Roberts, has offered to do some photography for the start of the event. So if there is anyone who is definitely adverse to being featured in a photo, or having their models featured in a photo, please let me know ahead of time. But he wants to get a couple of shots off for a website possibility, just something like that, so we can put things on display, just to get some media into anything. So if you have any questions, please inbox me either on YouTube, Pontos15, or even on Facebook. Please comment, share the video, subscribe. Please let me know what's going on. Please let me know what you want to know, or what you want to see. Perhaps we can get something going and create a tighter Warhammer 40,000 community in London. Thank you very much, and I've been David. See you guys on Saturday.